Hey guys, Alex here at Amherst Arms. Today we have Aiden here. We're going to get him set up in a compound bow. So I'm going to have you fully extend your fingers. Bring your arms back a little bit this way. Yeah, there you go. Going to come out, bring that arm towards me a little bit. 73 and an eighth. Take that number and then we divide it by 2.5. All right, 29 and a quarter. Yeah, that is a draw length. Let's see. So what I'm doing now is I'm changing the draw length off of each cam, which they make it really easy because they write the number what the actual draw length is on the cam. They don't have like a number chart to it. So the other thing that I do is this, as far as the tuning process, it makes it a lot easier by putting just kind of everything centered. Alrighty, we are getting pretty close. Do you have a release?
I do.
You do? Alrighty.
How do you feel about those D loops compared to like the metal?
The metal D loops have really been outdated. You rarely see them now. All right, so I'm gonna have you draw this thing back. So a moment if you're able to. How does that feel poundage wise? Probably a little tough.
A little tough.
So what we'll probably do is come down a little bit on it. And so we're also what we'll do, we're gonna do a little bit of form work as well.
Okay.
Okay, so aim a little lower and you can pull the trigger. What I mean by form work, what we're gonna do, you're all the way up here. We're going to lower it a little bit. So I usually say I like to be right at the bottom of the earlobe.
Okay.
And I like to be on that jaw.
Not
Brand new to it, I like a kisser button. Now, if you've been doing it for a while, I personally don't shoot a kisser button, but it's because years of experience shooting, eventually you don't need it. I definitely recommend the kisser button for sure. And we can put one of those on today.
please.
They say it's supposed to be about 70 within a plus or minus. What I'm going to do, we're just going to take this poundage down just a little bit. So we're just going to take a turn out. And I think that'll, because you want it to be just slightly tough just starting. You don't want it to be hard to get back, but just a little bit so you build a little strength. It's a group of muscles you don't typically use.
Yeah.
And so what I'm going to have you draw this thing back again and a little bit. And I might need to come back out with the draw length a little more. So try and look through here. Yes, I'm going to have to come out with the draw length a little more because we're a little short. We're short anyway. I mean, we can't even get this back. So yeah, go and let it down. Pound feel a little better that time?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably where we'll keep it.
How does that work?
So it depends on which one we're at. There's a bunch of different types. So indoor, you have two types. You have 5-spot, which looks like this, which is what an organization called an FAA. And then this, you have that target face. You'll either have USA Archery, is what they shoot in Lancaster, World Archery, and they have a Vegas shoot that shoots that kind of target face. And so one you'll do 3, one you'll do 5 arrows per round. And my favorite type, which, not everybody's favorite type, but FIDA or just outdoor target. So you're in a big open field, you're at 50 meters, and you're shooting at a big target in an open field. So field archery is going to give me my max distance as a compound shooter. 80 yards, I believe, is the farthest. Definitely quite a bit of yardage there. Every little mistake you do is going to show up. Line up, the hole lines up under the limb for the draw length. So got to press it a little bit to put the last screw in.
A lot different than what they are now. So hooked, you flipped it forward to lock it, and then it was a hair trigger.
Okay.
Compared to these releases now, it's a lot different. But I like these. I like how that works. I'm like doing it on the fly.
Oh yeah. All right, so bring this to the bottom of your earlobe. Right there. A little bend in that arm. You don't want it to stretch. Yeah, that's perfect, just like that. I'm almost thinking we need to shorten your release aid a little bit. because it looks like it's pretty hard for you to reach.
Okay.
All right, go and let it down. And then we need to go up just go. When we shorten this, we might be able to lengthen that draw length a half inch more, and that's going to line it up perfectly.
Okay.
But if this is too long, that's also going to throw us off a little bit. And now, the way I usually say it with a release like this, you want it to be almost uncomfortable to put your finger behind it. So when you have this thing back, you want it almost like you're scrunched to do this. Because when you pull this thing back, this thing is going to pull forward on you. And then it's going to be perfect. But that's going to be the biggest thing, is making it slightly uncomfortable before it pulls, but once we start pulling, it's going to be perfect. You're going to be able to get your finger around it. You're going to be able to draw it nice and easy. That feel almost uncomfortable, get your finger behind?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, when you draw back, you'll see what I mean. It's going to pull it.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
So now, under your earlobe, put right there. How does that feel?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
That peep sight's still a little low.
Yeah, so don't try to look through the peep. Just try and anchor under your earlobe, right on the jaw, because everything else can move.
That thumb should be like right on my jaw.
I like it right on the jaw, or like right. You see the corner of your
Yeah,
jaw,
that's
like
what's
right
on
there. That's perfect. That looks great. I'm thinking we lengthen that just another half inch, because I think another half inch, that thing lines up really well for you.
Okay.
All right, go and let it down. It's good practice to get used to knowing how to let it down slowly like that.
A lot more of a workout than what you would think it would be shooting a bow.
When you're drawing a bow back, how much poundage you can draw back a lot of the time has to do with your technique. I have to just pull this bolt out. Now the poundage is going to feel a little bit heavier because it's not going to break as soon.
Okay.
So you're just going to be pulling that same poundage. So you might draw and you might be like, all right, we might need to take another turn off. That's okay. No such thing as ego lifting here. Yeah, make sure that finger stays behind. Perfect. Keep coming. There you go. Under your earlobe, right at the bottom. How does that feel?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Heavy, but...
A little heavy. All right, so go and let it down. I like to move this down. That's got to be down here. And then the other thing is, we're going to bump that poundage down. And like I said, with the peep sight, we're going to move that. So not being able to see through that is absolutely all right. Under. So we'll move this up a little bit. Now try and put that thing in the corner of your mouth.
Right there.
Yeah. How does that feel?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? It looks comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. All right, go ahead and let it down. The little calculation we did at the beginning with the draw length is really just a rough estimate.
Yep.
Sometimes it's dead on, sometimes it's not quite. First thing I gotta do is put it in the press to relax it, and then we can move it. Bear also doesn't, these ties that they have on there, they're not actually tied down. These things move pretty freely.
So you have to time down yourself.
Yeah, so what I do, and really, to be honest, this peep doesn't actually need ties above and below because of the design of it. It crosses it and actually locks it in.
Okay.
So I can't actually move this thing up or down, which is kind of cool. So we actually really don't need the ties on there. Yeah. So we're going to do this again.
That's better.
And if we have to come off another half turn, that's okay.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
I feel good.
That looks really good. Can you see through that peep sight?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
See my fingers?
Yep.
See the whole green?
Not.
If it's blocked by the riser, that's okay, but you can see the whole thing
Yep.
otherwise?
Yep.
All right, perfect.
All 4 pins?
Yep, you can see everything. You see your level?
Yep.
Perfect. All right, go and let it rip.
Oh.
I'll let you shoot it this time. It's okay. We'll work on the rest of the little stuff as far as the wrapping and the shooting when we get out on the range. All right, perfect. I'm gonna flip this because we have the height right for it. I'm gonna flip it that way it doesn't twist the string all the way around.
Okay.
That way it's just pointing straight that way.
All right. Yeah, there's like something blocking the top of it. I couldn't tell what it was.
It was blocking which part?
Like the top of it.
So you couldn't see the top of it.
Yeah. Not really.
Okay. Probably have to move it just down a hair.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move that in a way to where we're moving it down just a hair,
Okay.
and that way you can really see it.
Are you trying to get your rest here?
If we didn't, but if we don't, it's because hunting season just ended. I know we have rests over there. But you know, depending on what kind of rest you want to put on. I'm also going to take a half turn out of it, just because it still looked like you had a little bit extra struggle there.
Yeah.
But like I said, half turn's not going to do a ton. It's just going to do enough. You want it to be, like I said, just slightly hard to pull back, but not struggling.
Yeah.
That way you can have a little bit of room to grow, but comfortable enough to practice. All right, I'm going to have you draw back just one. Oh, actually, hold on. Finger behind, there you go. Remember, corner your mouth with that kisser button. There you go.
That was too low.
Too low?
Yeah.
Put your nose to the string.
Like that?
No. So, head up. How low is it?
Like, can't even see the thing out of it.
All right, go and let it down. We'll move it up. Interesting. We didn't move it far. Let's move it.
All these influencers they hire for.
All right. Corner your mouth. How's that?
That's good.
Can you see the top?
Yep.
See the whole thing?
Yep.
Here?
Mm-hmm.
Down here?
Yep.
Level and everything?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Go ahead and let it down.
What are those like lines set to? Is it 10, 20, 30, 40?
That is whatever you would like it to be. So it can be 10, 20, 30, 40. Or 10, 20. Yeah, 10, 20, 30. Or it could be 20, 30, 40, 50. It could be 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. However you decide you want to set them is what I usually say.
Can you move them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. These are not set for anything right now. So when you pull this thing back, you put that top pin at 20 yards, I can't tell you where it's going to hit. It might hit the target. It might hit 14 feet to the left. There is no telling. Alrighty though, but that is set up. All right, so got the bow all set up and ready to go. All that's left, maybe a little bit of tuning, and get this thing sighted in.